Hey friends, it's Danny. Welcome back to Dine at Frugal. On today's episode, we are making a magic coconut custard pie. And what that is it's a batter where you mix everything in together, and then in the oven as it bakes, it separates into 3 layers. So there's a crust layer, a custard layer, and then there's a beautiful coconut layer on top. It's super delicious, but the best thing is it's really, really easy to make. And I'm making a gluten-free version because I'm gluten-free, and the great thing about this recipe is that no one knows it's gluten-free when they eat it. So it's easy for you to be able to make, especially if you're gluten-free, when you need to take it to places. And you don't want to just take food for yourself, you want to be able to share that with others, but you don't exactly want the reaction of, oh, is this gluten-free? So yeah, let's get started and I'll show you how to make it. So that you can have a quick sneak peek at what it looks like, I'm actually filming the intro after I made it, so let me show you. So this is what it looks like all baked up. Now admittedly, I would probably put this into a round pie dish. I don't have one of those. Well, actually I do have one of those. I think I lost it in the move. I don't know where it is. So I've just baked it up in this baking dish, but normally I would bake it in a pie dish. So to make our batter, we're going to go ahead and add all of our ingredients into the bowl, and that's all we need to do, really. So I'm going to start off with the eggs. So this dessert is so easy to make. One of the reasons that I've been liking it is because I'm gluten-free, I often don't know what to take places. I used to bake all the time before I went gluten-free, and one of the hardest things that I've found at least, is getting people to enjoy your food and not know it's gluten-free, especially with baked goods. So I've been testing this recipe. I've made it a few times now. I want to share it with you because I love it. And it's something that you can take to people's houses and they won't know that it's gluten-free. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and add my milk. I'm going to add my gluten-free flour, and I've put this recipe up on my blog or my website. If you go to dineatfrugal.com and look for magic custard pie, it'll be there. I'll also make it easy and put it in the description as well. I have baking powder and salt, and when I make it, I don't normally have everything measured out the way that it is here. I normally just throw it all into the bowl. So I have sugar, just because I don't feel it necessary to go and dirty all of these bowls when I can just add them in. And as you can see, I'm just whisking already. Then I have my desiccated coconut. And I'm going to give that all a really, really good whisk. There we go. I've got my melted butter straight out of the microwave. There will be lumps because you've got the designated coconut in there. Try and make it as smooth as possible, but by all means it doesn't need to be smooth. So there is our batter, and I just did a whoopsies and forgot to put my vanilla extract in, so I'm going to do that. And that just smells coconutty and vanilla-y, and it's super delicious. It really, really is good. The last thing that we need to do is go ahead and pour this mixture into a pie dish. Now, admittedly, I have a very shallow pie dish, so I'm going to use one of these, but if you have a nice big round pie dish, that will be better. Okay, there we go. Pour that all in. All right. that is all ready for the oven. I've actually got something else cooking in the oven at the moment, so in a few minutes I'm going to go and pop this in and swap that over, and I will see you back here once this comes out of the oven, and we can cut it. We'll let it cool down for a little bit and then we can cut it. Alright, so it's ready for our custard to go into the oven. Alright, so I'm going to let that cook in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes until it's golden brown on the top and the center doesn't jiggle, and that's when we know that it's set and ready to come out of the oven. So that should be about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, so this is what it looks like after it comes out of the oven. Now, admittedly, it's never cracked on me like this before, and I'm thinking it's the new oven. So I'm just going to go with it. I mean, I've made this heaps of times before and it's never cracked, so it's not jiggly in the center anymore. You can see that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to allow this to cool completely and then put it in the fridge. And I've actually decided that I'm going to take this to my parents tomorrow night for dessert, so we're going to cut it up there, or I might cut it up and show you before we go, but that's the plan. I'll see you then. Okay, it's the next morning and I want to cut into this because I want to show you what it's like. I'm going to take this, like I said, I'm going to take this to my parents for dinner tonight so we can have it for dessert, but I do want to cut it open for you first so you can see what it looks like. This has just been sitting in the fridge overnight. I'm really hoping that this has worked. I'm a little bit nervous about having to have used this baking pan instead of, or this baking dish instead of using an actual pie dish, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so this first piece has come out a little rough, but it looks great. There we go. So we have that custard layer. So we have that crust layer at the bottom. We have that custard layer in the middle, and then we have this beautiful coconutty layer on top. I mean, this piece looks like a bit of a hot mess, but it's delicious, trust me. Here we go. Maybe you can see it a little bit better in there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you go ahead and make this recipe for yourself. Thanks again for being in my kitchen with me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.